I first became aware of Norman as a young boy, probably through my father. He was also an architect and passionate about modern design. And I think it was probably at many conversations, probably over the dinner table, that we would talk about design, architecture. And I think it was then that probably Norman's name was mentioned and the work that he was doing. I found myself, as a young lad there, really interested in design. And that was something that I went into, and also into construction, actually. I went into design and construction at the same time as a draftsman, and also learning about building construction. It was always in my back of my brain that actually I really wanted to do something creative, and that's when I felt that I would probably go into model making. I studied model making at Kent Institute of Art and Design, a college that was one of only two places that actually did model making as a full-time course, and it was there that I found myself working for model makers, one of which was actually making models for Foster's, for Norman Foster and Foster and Partners at the time for King's Cross. And it was the King's Cross project that I was working on before I even came to Foster's that actually I realised who Norman was, and little did I know at that point that I would actually ended up working for Norman. That's a long time ago. It was a while back, but it was probably when I was working in the early 1990s. I was really just started working at Foster's. And then probably about a year or two later, I was working on a competition for the Reichstag. And it was an incredibly important project for the office. We had a huge amount of work to be able to have to do in the time that we had available. Competitions are always incredibly reactive. The designs are evolving very quickly, and we have to develop that as model makers in the best way we can. He's a stickler for detail. He remembers everything, and and I find that incredibly challenging and liberating in many ways as well, where he's always posing us to do something and we react, and it's a really good working relationship, I would say. The model shop has always been a central part of the way the office operates. It's always been centre stage in the office, and everybody comes from the design teams to us to have models produced. We initially, when I first started in 1989, we were 6 people in the office making models for everybody, of about 200. And now today we are a much bigger organisation. We're now 60 as a model shop. We create models at any scale, at any size, and it's incredibly. We have an incredibly talented team that I work with and that surround me as well, and the things that we do. So it's evolved by hard work and really experience that we've been able to achieve the things that we've been able to do today, and also with the input from the office and encouragement of the office to provide us with the facilities that we've got. People are, architects and designers, still wanting to have models made today, and I think we'll see that hopefully happen for the future as well. My favourite building is probably, it's a project that we worked on 2012. It was for the Real Madrid stadium, and we made this model, which we only had a few days to make it, to be honest. I think we had 7 days or so, maybe a couple of weeks to make it, and it was incredibly challenging for us to do that. We used so many different materials, so many different processes. I think we found ourselves using more equipment than we've ever used before. And in the end, we also filled the stadium with nearly 80,000 people. And for us, I was also working with all the model shop on it, myself included, and my colleagues as well. We have a great team. They work incredibly hard, and we produced a beautiful model at the end of it.